Good afternoon from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Hello, wherever you might be getting our voices and signals. Of course, it's a special afternoon. And special afternoon at the theatre. Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And this time it is the Brikama Summer Nawettan knockout round of 32. And it is the playoff game between Wellingara Utd and Kabafita Utd. And the ground is set and all set for this huge clash between the boys from Wellingara and the traveling boys from Kabafita. And this is a competition between the sides that finish 4th and 5th in their respective groups. Currently, Kabafita Utd finished bottom of Group B, whilst Wellingara Utd finished 4th in Group A. And the winner will advance to the next phase of the knockout competition. But before that, they have to get the better of one another. And one thing is for sure, either Kabafita Utd or Wellingara will advance to the next stage, as the ground is already set for this huge clash. Central referee Ansumana Koli having the assistance of Bintu Jata, Senghor Sambo and Bakari Jaju serving as the 4th assistant referee. Sehu Jabi and Keba Jame on the technical area for Kabafita, while Samba Jalo and Mambala Sise on the dugout for the boys dressed in red shirts and black socks. Wellingara Utd dressed in their colorful green and white shirts, green shorts and green socks, playing from our left to right, whilst Kabafita Utd dressed in red shirts and black socks. Just as I said, Wellingara under the guidance of Sehu Jabi and Keba Jame started the game with Abduke Drame in goal, Modlamin Keta, Yankuba Busum team captain, Buba Sow, Saliu Bari, Abdullah Jalo, Bubakar Keta, Omar Ture, Ismaila Jajurada, Samba Ba and Juma Ba completing the 11 for the Wellingara base side. And Kabafita Utd under the guidance of Samba Jalo and Mambala Sise started the contest with Yusuf Adafe in goal, Modlamin Balo, Baba Kutuyu, Aliu Sedi, Lamin Jata, Omar Keta, Ibrahim Amani, team captain Evan Kennedy, Omar Sanyang, Modlamin Sambu and Buba Kamara completing the 11. And the ground, just as I said, is all set, and the winner will advance and the loser will cross out. And one thing is for sure, Wellingara or Kabafita Utd will kiss bye to the competition. And Wellingara Utd, the current holders of the league and the Super Cup, are already booted out of this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan, and disastrously they finished on the foot of the table in Group B, whilst Wellingara finished 4th and Kabafita Utd dressed in black, red and black, whilst Wellingara in green and white. Buba Kamara trying to hold position for Kabafita Utd, team captain Yankuba Buso. From a defensive position to an offensive position, Yankuba Busum floats, and this time easy time for the netminder, and already the flag of the assistant referee is already up, as waved by the assistant referee Senghor Sambu. And Senghor is one of the assistants around the democracy end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium. We will get you the table standing and some of the matches being played in the round of 16, some of the fixtures in the quarterfinals, and of course the round of 32 playoffs in this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan. And already we have seen the intention coming from both Wellingara and Kabafita Utd, as the intention is indeed very clear. The intention is to reach the next phase of the knockout competition, as both sides are already booted out of this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan. The holders of the league and the Super Cup, Kabafita Utd, crash out in this year's Brikama. Behind top 10 Sabu United, Manukang and Superstars, and the team finished bottom in their group. Top 10 and Sabu United advanced to the round of 16, whilst Manukang, Superstars and Kabafita Utd crash out. And Kabafita Utd, if they want to play in the next season's Brikama Summer Nawettan, will come through the playoffs, and they have to start their playoffs this season before having to play another playoff before the commencement of next year's Brikama Summer Nawettan. The team under the guidance of Samba Jalo and Mambala Sise, Kabafita Utd, lost it this time to Wellingara Utd, and Wellingara around the center, Abdullah Jalo wrestled and rewarded, and this time is against Abdullah Jalo, as waved by the central referee and Sumana Koli. and Sumana, having the assistance of Bintu Jata, Senghor Sambu and Bakari Jaju. Omar Keita, one of the fantastic players for Kabafita United, floats that ball around the area. Can they unlock the defense this time around? Dribble pass one, looking for penetration. And Wellingara United just there in time to get that ball off. And Wellingara will break, not for too long. Kabafita, Modlamin Sambu, one of the central defenders, is indeed an agile central defender. And you could hear the claps coming from the supporters of Kabafita United and Wellingara United as well. These are one of the biggest wards in Brikama, and they are currently facing one another. In the round of 32 playoffs, and one of the two will advance and the other will crash out. And currently the score is 0-0 from the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and it is of course live on LSTV1 at the Caribbean Parliament Party, and I am joined by Ibrahim KB Sonko, who will surely aid us with some analysis in this crucial and lively game between Kabafita and Wellingara, and one of the two will advance and one of the two must crash out. And one thing is for sure, Wellingara or Kabafita will advance and the other must crash out. And currently it is a clash between a side that finished 4th and a side that finished 5th. Wellingara finished 4th in Group A, whilst Kabafita United finished bottom in Group B. Kabafita United 0, Wellingara United 0 is the current score from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Yankuba Busum is the team captain for Wellingara United. Whilst Ibrahim Amane, this is Buba Kamara, one of the enterprising players for Kabafita around the edge, trying to have his way out against Yankuba Busum. Wellingara United caught that ball out decently, not for too long. This is Omar Keita looking for options. Omar is being blocked in there by the defenders of Wellingara United, who are trying to be as resolute as they could. There has been a nail-biting beginning between the two sides, as the intention is indeed very clear. The intention is to reach the next phase of the knockout competition. It is the round of 32. Kabafita United, not a decent one. Buba Kamara once again getting that ball down. What a save by the netminder, and of course the goalkeeper for Wellingara United equal to that task, Abdu K. Drame, and Abdu was just equal to task by saving that decent effort from Kabafita United. And Kabafita continue to search for a breakthrough, but currently the score is unchanged, 0-0 from the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and it is live on LSTV1. Just as I said, Parliament Party. Okay, Mukanye. Osman Kamara behind camera operations as usual. It's the clash between the boys dressed in red shorts and black socks against the boys in green and white shorts, green shorts and green and white socks. Wellingara United. It's a corner. Kabafita United looking for penetrations, getting that ball down around the edge. Strike comes in decently, blocked in there by the defenders of Wellingara United. And Kabafita will now start the play from their own half and back to the custodian Yusufa Dafe. And Yusufa Dafe is one of the young goalkeepers in the Brikama Soma Nawettan. Was initially part of the Brikama selection for the zonals, alongside some other faces in this Kabafita side. Wellingara United in their own half. They wouldn't want to concede if they don't score, as the score is currently 0-0. Wellingara in their own half, trying to connect the centre forward, caught out. Being fashions of defensive options. Abdullah Chalo, who is one of the most experienced players for this Wellingara United side, hard spells with Brikama United, and now it is currently in the West Coast Zonals after 30 minutes on the clock. Costa Trail against Tujereng. One of the new phases in this year's West Coast Zonals. Tujereng has just taken the lead away to Costa, and the game is currently at the Costa Road or for Sinchualaji. And Tujereng currently having the advantage, leading by a goal to nil against Costa. A brilliant start for the newcomers Tujereng against Costa. And back to the box bar mini stadium is a clash between Wellingara and Kabafita United. Just as I said, we have Ibrahim KB Sonko. And KB already there is a goal for the Tujereng, one of the new faces in the West Coast Zonal Championship, away to Costa. And at the box bar mini stadium, it is currently 0-0 between Kabafita United and Wellingara United.
Well, you know, before the start of this campaign, if anybody tells you that there will be a knockout playoff that will tie Kabafita versus Wellingara, you know, only a few will believe that. But again, that is football for you. In Group A, like you already highlighted during the commentary, Wellingara, just finished fourth, only better off, against the senior players. And then, for the defending champions, Kabafita in a very, very competitive group, but a group where many tip them to at least, come out as group winners. They end up finishing, fifth, last in the group. But, elsewhere, just like you said, Tujereng leading by a goal to nil in the West Coast Committee Football Championship. For me, this is not something surprising for me. But if you look at the Tujereng Nawettan, yes, Tujereng do not have or do not possess a recognized Nawettan center, but it is one of the most organized and the most competitive Nawettans you can find around Kumbu South. So it's not yet over. This is the first game against Costa. Costa are not, powerhouse like, Funi, Gunjur, Sanyang or Brikama. But again, this will be a moral booster if the scoreline remains like this.
It will serve as a moral booster if they are able to hold on to the 1-0 advantage at the Sinchualaji football field, currently in the West Coast Zonal Championship. And of course, from the box bar mini stadium, the score is unchanged, as the score is Wellingara United 0, Kabafita United 0. And a goal in this contest will totally change the dynamics between Kabafita and Wellingara. Who is going to score first remains to be seen. And it's a set piece. And that's a set piece for the boys in red and black. Kabafita United, the defending champions of the league and the Super Cup, defeated Kuta Jombulu last season in the Brikama Nawettan final. After the first final, giving us a 1-1 scoreline before going in for a replay, where the game ended 0-0 before Kabafita United laying hand on the giant trophy and whooping cash prize. And in the knockout phase, crossed out in the round of 32, and this season are in the playoffs after winning the league and the Super Cup. And in this year's Super Cup final, it was Kabafita United that got the better. It was Kabafita United that got the better of Manduari United. It's a delivery for Kabafita. Kabafita United continue to search for a breakthrough. And it's a corner to the boys in red and black. Kabafita United will now rely on Baba Kutuju to deliver, getting that ball low. This time it's a thumping header. That should have been the opening goal for Kabafita United. Unfortunately, his effort crashed on the opponent, and the central referee has already ordered for a corner, another corner for Kabafita United. But currently the custodian seems to be protesting, Abduke Drame, who seems to be protesting against the decision of the central referee, Ansumana Koli. And Ansumana is having the assistance of Bintu Jata, Sengor Sambu, and Bakari Jaju as the fourth assistant referee. And from the box bar mini stadium, live on LSTV1, Parlamin Fati, Ibrahim KB Sonko, and behind camera operations is of course Osman Kamara. Another crossing is a strong header, and what a beauty of a goal coming from the boys dressed in red and black. And Kabafita United has just taken the lead here, courtesy of Evan Kennedy. Evan Kennedy rose the highest and poked home the opening goal, and Wellingara United trail against Kabafita by a goal to nil. Ibrahim KB Sonko, there's already a goal, and as we have earlier reported that there was a goal at the Sinchualaji mini stadium or football field, and of course at the box bar mini stadium, deadlock broken. Evan Kennedy broke the deadlock for the defending champions of the league and the Super Cup,
Kabafita United, and once again Kabafita United leading by a goal to nil against Wellingara. Kennedy with the only goal. Well, you know what a header. The cross was a fantastic, and then the header was also another sublime one. 1-0 to the Kabafita against their neighbors. You know, why not? If you can defend your league title, give it a shot in the knockout. So that is what is going on. You can see the relief from the Kabafita bench. You know, Coach Samba Jallo and the rest of his technical staff all jump up. You know, they were on their feet to celebrate. This tells you they needed this, because going into the knockout, going to the league campaign, you know, the Kabafita faithful wanted to win both the league and the knockout. They want to at least continue their dominance, but unfortunately for them, they do not have a good campaign, you know, in the group stages of the league. And there is another opportunity for them. That is in the in the knockout. Could they hold on to their lead? Could they increase? Time will tell.
Will they hold on to the advantage? It's now the biggest question, as alluded to by a colleague and brother Brikama Sonko from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And the Wellingara boys will now benefit from a corner. And can they get something from the corner? It's a crowded penalty area for Kabafita United around the democracy end of the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and the goalkeeper nearly missed that. That was going to be an equalizer for Wellingara, but the header never troubled the custodian and the goalkeeper for Kabafita United, Yusuf Wadafe. In case you're just joining us, it is from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama and live on LSTV1. The Brikama Nawettan knockout round of 32 playoff between Wellingara United and Kabafita, and the score is currently in Kabafita's favor. They got their noses in front, courtesy of Evan Kennedy, and Kennedy's lone goal is the current difference. And Wellingara in this contest started the game with Abduke Drame in goal, Nodlamin Keita Yankuba Busum team captain, Buba Sow, Saliu Bari Abdullah Jallo, Bubakar Keita Omar Toure, Ismaila Jaju, Samba Ba and Juma Ba completing the 11 for the Wellingara Bay side. Kabafita, under the guidance of Samba Jallo and Man Bala Sise, started the game with Yusufa Dafe in goal, Modlamin Balo, Baba Kutuju, Aliu Sedi, Lamin Jata, Omar Keita, Ibrahim Mane team captain, Evan Kennedy who scored the only goal, Omar Sanyang, Modlamin Sambu and Buba Kamara completing the 11, and Samba Jallo is on the dugout alongside Mambala Sise, Sehu Jabi or Seku Jabi and Keba Jame on the technical area for the Wellingara Bay side. And Wellingara thrill against Kabafita United at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and the score isn't in their favor. In this year's Brikama Nawettan, in Group A it was Amasa and Newtown that advanced to the round of 16. In Group B, Top 10 and Sabu United, Daru United and Makasutu in Group 3. In Group C rather, in Group D it was Elephantry alongside Bairo. In Group E, Fortune and Dasilame. Group F, Gida Kabilo alongside Scoville. In Group G, Young Boys is another one, and that was another close effort for Kabafita to double the lead, but unfortunately could not hit the target. In Group G, Young Boys Star and Toures FA, and Group H is still not decided. It's either going to be Jambar Sane alongside Jaliba United or Sinchu Jola Kunda, as we already have a fixture between Citizens and Jaliba United. Jaliba United currently on third with 6 points. Jambar Sane leading the table with 7 points. Sinchu Jola Kunda on second with 7 points. Jaliba United on third with 6. Big Kids and Citizens are already out, but Jaliba United just need a point to advance to the round of 16 alongside Jambar Sane, and in that group Jambar Sane is already in the round of 16, and Sinchu Jola Kunda will now rely on Citizens to have the opportunity to play in the round of 16, whilst Jaliba United just need a point to advance. And in the round of 16 in this year's Brikama Nawettan, Amasa FC defeated Sabu United by a goal to nil, another strong effort, partly headed out by Wellingara United. Kabafita United continue to search, and the score is currently in their favor. Is that a foul? Nothing given by the central referee, and Sumana Koli is the central referee. Bintu Jata is one of the assistants alongside Senghor Sambo and Bakari Jajo. the boys in red colors. Omar Keita, not a decent one. Wellingara United will try to pick possession and get the ball from their own half. Kabafita United once again. What a turn, and already Buba Kamara is penalized by the flag of the assistant referee. In this year's Brikama Nawettan round of 16, Amasa FC got the better of Sabu United by a goal to nil. Newtown lost to top 10 on post-match shootout after 1-1 in regulation. Daru defeated Bairo by 2 goals to nil. Elephant 3 lost to Makasutu 2-0. Fortune FA defeated Scoville 2-1 to advance to the round of 16. Dasilame United 2, Jidakabilo 0. And Young Boy Stars will either face Jambar Sane or Sinchijola Kunda, while Tourist FA will face either Jaliba United or Sinchijola Kunda in the other round of 16 fixtures. And we have already got some quarter-final fixtures. Amasa will face Daru, whilst top 10 will face Makasutu. And those matches are scheduled for Saturday at 3 and 5 p.m. respectively. Amasa up against Daru on Saturday at 3 p.m. Top 10 against Makasutu. And of course, if the other fixtures are confirmed, we will definitely relay them accordingly. But currently from the Boxbar Mini Stadium in the round of 32 of the knockout playoffs, it is currently Kabafita United 1, Wellingara United 0. We will definitely get you some of the fixtures in the round of 32 as well, as far as the playoffs is concerned. And already Kabafita United penalized. Dangam has already defeated Nema United by a goal to nil. Benson BMA will face senior players. Wellingara up against Kabafita currently. Sanchaba will face a team to be decided in Group H. Superstars will face New Generation. Santosu to face Power Station. Sky Power Nero will face Black Star KM in one of the round of 32 playoffs of this year's Brikama Nawettan. And already at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in the game between Kabafita United and Wellingara, it is currently 1-0 and 1-0 in Kabafita's favor. Evan Kennedy with the only goal. Kennedy once again scored the only goal, and this time caught out by Wellingara United. We will now rely on the player Omar Keita. Omar Keita has been an inspiration for this Kabafita United side after joining this team this season. Played in the intermediate tournament in Sifo and now playing for Kabafita United in this year's Brikama Nawettan. And Kabafita, if they don't get the second, they will definitely love to hold on to this 1-0 advantage. The score is currently in their favor, still surging forward. Kabafita now lost possession. Omar Keita tries to get to the ball from the team captain Yankuba Busum, and Busum the central defender and the team captain. That seems to be a push and pull between Yankuba Busum and the center forward for Kabafita United, and the central referee and Sumana Koli is currently having a word with the team captain Yankuba Busum, and Busum is the team captain for the Kabafita United side, and the team currently down by a goal to nil. There's going to be an opportunity for Kabafita. Nice a goal already, but before that the central referee and Sumana Koli has already waved for an offside as waved by the assistant referee, and we will constantly monitor results elsewhere in the West Coast Zonal Championship, as we currently having a fixture between Fonyi and Central 2 and also Costa against Tujering in this year's West Coast Zonal Championship. And at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, Kabafita having their noses in front against Wellingara in the round of 32 playoffs of this year's Brikama Nawettan knockout competition. And the score is currently in Kabafita's favor, and we will definitely check on our clock already 24 minutes on the clock on official, and Kabafita United enjoying this slender advantage. 1-0 is the current score from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko approaching the 30th minute here, as we have already played 24 minutes in the fourth period, and Kabafita United are still holding on to the 1-0 advantage against Wellingara United.
Yeah, Kabafita scored, and it seems like they dropped the intensity a little bit, and it has been all Wellingara since the Kabafita goal. But again, they are not using the best uses of their possession. Well, if you are a goal down, you are dominating. You need to, turn your position into chances.
It's an opportunity, and already Wellingara United just down there to get that ball out. Back to you, KB.
Yeah, if you are dominating possession, you need to convert your dominance into chances and then eventually goals. If not, it is not going to count for nothing. And especially this is knockout football, where if you lose, you are out. And as big as both these teams, they have to give it a spirited fight for them to advance, because their fans are not going to forgive them for not winning any trophy this year. Yes, Kabafita, they are already the champions and then the Super Cup champion, but who cares? Fans have short memories, but the care is winning. If you don't win, they come with their critics, and then eventually they ask the management to sack you, and sometimes, or most of the time, the management in turn, they listen to them.
Management most of the times will listen to the call of the supporters of Wellingara United and Kabafita. Kabafita, the holders of the Super Cup and last year's Brikama Summer Nawettan League, defeated Kuta in the final before defeating Kabafita United defeated Kuta Jombulu. It's an opportunity for Kabafita once again, still having their noses in front, and 1-0 is the score in their favor. Kabafita, not a decent one. Wellingara United will use the opportunity to break, and Kennedy regained possession once again. He scored the only goal, and Kabafita switches the play from the center to the right, and Kennedy penalized by the flag of the assistant referee. The score is in their favor. Kabafita 1, Wellingara 0 from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Wellingara finished 4th in Group A, whilst Kabafita finished bottom in Group B. And in this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan, Amasa in Group A and Newtown advance, whilst Kuta Jombulu, Wellingara United and senior players crash out. But senior players finished on the foot of the table in Group A. In Group B, top 10 finished top of the table. Second, Sabu United. Third, Manokang Superstars on 4th, and Kabafita United finished 5th on the foot of the table. Group C, Daru finished on top of the table, followed by Makasutu on 2nd, Dreamers 3rd, Sanchaba Youths 4th, and Power Station finished on the foot of the table and of course relegated. In Group D, Elephant 3 finished top of the table alongside Bairo on 2nd. Manduar United finished 3rd, Sandosu and then New Generation finished 4th on the foot of the table with just 0 points. In Group E, Fortune FA finished on top of the table, 2nd Dasilame United, 3rd GSR, Sky Power Nero Legacy finished 4th, and Black Star KM, who came to this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan, and if they want to play once again in the Summer Nawettan, has to come through the playoffs. In Group F, Jida Kabilo played 4 matches and of course winning all their matches, but unfortunately lost in the round of 16 to Dasilame United by 2-0, and Jida Kabilo already out of this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan and will now have the opportunity to play in the knockout for them to be able to have any chance of winning silverware in this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan. In Group G, Young Boy Stars came to the Brikama Summer Nawettan, came through the eliminations, could not have the chance of playing in the Nawettan proper, negotiated for a spot, and in the Brikama Summer Nawettan finished on top of Group G. 2nd, Tourist FA, who finished 2nd, and 3rd, Misira United, 4th, Benson BMA, and on the foot of the table, Diamond Boys already relegated. And of course this is the second time Diamond Boys getting the team relegated, and if they want to come back to the Summer Nawettan in Brikama, will have the chance to play in the playoffs. Kabafita United on the attack once again. It's an opportunity for the boys in red and black. The ball is still in play. rolls back into the gloves of the nest minder, and the goalkeeper for Wellingara United, Abdul Kedrame. In Group H, which is currently undecided, Jaliba United, currently Jambar Sane, on top of the table with 7 points. Sinjujola Kunda on 7 points. Jaliba United on 6 points, who are currently having a game to play. Initially, the decision of the organizing committee of the Brikama Sports Committee went in their favor, and the committee awarded maximum points to Jaliba United, but the decision was later challenged at the Regional Football Association, and the Regional Football Association ruled in a Citizens' favor, and Jaliba United will now have the chance to play against Citizens on Friday at 3 p.m. to decide the group. In Group H, currently Jambar Sane on 7, Sinjujola Kunda on second with 7 points, Jaliba United third on 6, and Jaliba just need a point to finish on top of the table, and Jaliba United just need a point against Citizens, and Citizens, if they want to avoid being relegated, needs a victory and also better their goal scoring. And if they are able to better their goal scoring and win that contest, will go above B Kids, who will eventually get the team to the drop zone. And currently it is Jaliba United having the chance to advance to the next stage with just a point. And in the round of 32 of the playoffs, of the round of 32 of the knockout, Wellingara United down by a goal to nil against Kabafita United rather. And it is currently Kabafita United 1, Wellingara United nil. Who is going to advance and who is going to cross out remains to be seen. But currently, Kabafita United on the driving seat, the current holders of the league and the Super Cup. They already have 2 trophies in their trophy cabin after winning. This time Strikes comes in, and that's a fantastic block by the central defender and the central referee, and Sumana Kohli has already given the opportunity to Wellingara, who are also searching for an equalizer. They will definitely love to get an equalizer before lemon time, or else they will be going back into the dressing room trailing by a goal to nil against Kabafita Kabafita United under the guidance of Samba Tialo and Mambala Sise. Won last year's Brikama Nawettan, and this season struggled in the league and struggled big time, and they were hoping to defend their crown, but unfortunately could not defend the crown. And this is now the turn, and now the turn of the knockout for Kabafita United to at least have a silverware this season. Wellingara United spreading the ball from the center, Buba Sow, connecting the team captain Yankuba Busum. Busum Yankuba is the team captain, getting it down to Modlamin Keita, and already the ball is out. And Ibrahim Akibi Sonko approaching halftime here at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. The score is still in Kabafita's favor, and they will definitely love to hold on to this 1-0 advantage if they want to get back into the dressing room with their noses in front. And currently the score is in their favor. One thing that they just need to do is just hold on to the 1-0 advantage, and they will be on top of this game at halftime.
Yeah, they have what it takes to hold on to the 1-0 advantage, but again, the way they are playing is not a bit promising because they are sitting deep. So if you invite this Wellingara side on you, especially with Abdullah Jallo, Abdullah Ruji fans call him, the number 14 of Wellingara in this team, he can kick, he can play the penetrative passes, and then he can dictate the pace of the game. So what they need is, for me, it is too soon for them to start defending or employing some time-wasting tactics, because at the end of the day, you need a win. So ironically, the coaches will tell you that the best way to defend is to attack. So I think they have to attack a bit more than how cagey they are right now.
Approaching half-time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. We can't exactly confirm how many of the minutes will be added on after the completion of the minutes in the first half. And it's going to be an attack for Wellingara United, who are currently down by a goal to nil. Wellingara lost possession. Kabafita United will now rely on the team captain Ibrahim Amane. Ibrahim Amane, the team captain, who replaced Sadio Mane, the team captain, who is currently on the bench for Kabafita United. and the boys dressed in red shorts and black socks are currently enjoying the moment, leading by a goal to nil. Evan Kennedy with the solo goal. Evan Kennedy broke the deadlock, gave the advantage to the Kabafita base side. Central referee Ansumana Kuli, Bintu Jata, one of the assistants, Senghor Sambo and Bakari Jajo. Is that high boot? Yes, given by the central referee. Lively and entertaining. Lively and entertaining coming from the boys from Kabafita and Wellingara. And Kabafita United against Wellingara. Who is going to advance and who is going to cross out remains to be seen. Advantage Kabafita. Wellingara has already relied on Samba. And that's an equalizer. And Abdullah Jallo getting the equalizer for Wellingara United. And the score is currently 1-1. And Ibrahim KB Sonko, you were saying something like that. And Abdullah Jallo got this game to parity for Wellingara United before lemon time. 1-1 is the score at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Ibrahim KB Sonko, parity restored, and this time around coming from the Wellingara side. And Abdullah Jallo got the equalizer for Wellingara.
What a goal by Abdullah Jallo. You know, it was a flyover kick, a bicycle kick, an acrobatic goal to restore parity for his side. Like I was saying, you know, Kabafita after scoring, they go so deep. And if you want to go low with this Wellingara side, with Abdullah Ruji in this team, like I said before, he can dictate the tempo of the game. He can play the killer passes. He can kick from, you know, he has a deadly left foot, and then he can produce magic, and that's exactly what he has done. What a goal! What an overhead kick! 1-1.
1-1 and game on at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Lively and entertaining between the boys from Kabafita and the boys from Wellingara. Kabafita earlier on took the lead, courtesy of Evan Kennedy, before Abdullah Jallo getting the game on level terms for Wellingara United. Abdullah Jallo on the score sheet for Wellingara United after Evan Kennedy getting Kabafita United on the advantage. 1-1 in the fourth period. Kabafita 1, Wellingara 1 is still the score in the round of 32 playoffs. And there is a player already down for Kabafita United. Wellingara will try to regroup, whilst Kabafita will rely on this set piece to at least have something before the end of the fourth period. His score is currently 1-1. Kabafita 1, Wellingara 1. And Sumana Kole, the central referee, has already ordered the players to move away from the ball. And it's a set piece at a crucial position. Set piece at a great position for Kabafita United. And Kabafita could not hold on to the 1-0 lead after allowing Abdullah Jallo, or Abdullah Rugi fondly called, to level the score before the break at the box bar. And it's a giant wall assembled by Wellingara United in trying to protect this set piece from Kabafita United. And the custodian Abdu around the area, glancing header, and that never troubled the custodian. And Kabafita United will once again benefit from a corner. Time running out as far as the first half is concerned, and the score is currently 1-1. Kabafita 1, Wellingara 1. Kabafita broke the deadlock courtesy of Evan Kennedy before Abdullah Jallo getting the game to parity for Wellingara United. And Wellingara hoping to hold on to this 1-1 score, whilst Kabafita United will either hope to get this game to 1-1 at half time if they can get the second goal. And the score is currently 1-1, and they have to settle it in regulation or post-match shootout to decide the winner. If they can settle it in regulation, post-match shootout will decide the winner. Easy time netminder Abduke Drame. Time running out for both sides currently in the first half. Kabafita 1, Wellingara 1. Any moment from now, central referee or the fourth assistant referee Bakari Jajo will put up the additional minutes, and seemingly it's going to be a minute to be added on. A minute to be added on by the fourth assistant referee, and there we're going to say a minute for Kabafita United and Wellingara United to score, or else it's going to be 1-1 at halftime. Ibrahim Kebi Sonko, already a minute added on, and the score is currently 1-1. Seemingly we might be heading back into the dressing room with a 1-1 score if Kabafita United and Wellingara could not produce a goal before the end of this final minute.
The striker almost steal the ball from the defender, but again they have the captain so alert and then play the ball back to Yusufa Jede, the goalkeeper. Well, we have watched an entertaining first half here. One goal apiece for both sides. You know, this is a local derby between Wellingara and Kabafita, and as of now, yes, the turnout of the fans might not be that much very impressive, but the play has been fantastic. What a cross, and then Kennedy has to poke in for the breakthrough goal for Kabafita, and then Abdullah Ruji fans call him. What a goal. The ball was just up in the air over his head. Then he has to acrobatically dive into the air to volley it home. 1-1. Well, the closing stages, I know both teams will be very happy going on to the lemon time with a goal apiece. But again, in the second half, at some point, Wellingara and Kabafita will push on, to win it, because like I said, these are very big two teams in the Nawettan, especially Kabafita, the defending champions. If they cannot get their way into the league, they have to do all their best to at least salvage some glory in the knockout.
At least to salvage some glory in the knockout. And currently the score is 1-1. Abdullah Jallo seems to be taking that delivery for Wellingara United. Abdullah Jallo got the equalizer for Wellingara in the final moments of this crucial and lively game, and that's the final action of the first half, and it has just ended in the first half. Kabafita United 1, Wellingara United 1, and it is half time. And before letting you go, we have to have a closer look at both goals. First, we will start with Kabafita United, when Kennedy, or Evan Kennedy, rose the highest to poke home the opening goal before Abdullah Jallo, fondly called Abdullah Rugi, getting the equalizer for Wellingara United. And we will now have a look at the replay of both goals, the first goal and also the second goal. It is half time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and that is currently the first goal for Kabafita United. Kennedy with a thumping header and into the bottom corner, and that's the opening goal for, and that is now the second goal. And we will also have a closer look at the second goal, and which is a goal for Wellingara United, and Abdullah Jallo, fondly called Abdullah Rugi, and Abdullah Rugi got the equalizer for Wellingara United at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And Abdullah Jallo, Abdullah Rugi, what an overhead goal kick, and this time around, what a goal from Abdullah Rugi. And it is of course half time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and it has been Palami Fati, Ibrahim Kebi Sonko at the commentary cabin, Osman Kamara behind camera operations. Until then, have a brief halt, and then do join us in the next 15 for the continuation. Welcome back to the Box Bar Mini Stadium for the continuation of the live commentary, and it is the second and final half between Wellingara United and Kabafita, and the score is poisely contested, and the score is still 1-1. Kabafita United 1, Wellingara United 1. It is just the commencement of the second half, and Wellingara United now playing from the democracy end towards the police line end, whilst Kabafita United kicks from the police line end towards the democracy end of the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and the score is 1-1. Kabafita took the lead courtesy of Kennedy, or Evan Kennedy, before Abdullah Jallo getting the equalizer for Wellingara United. And Wellingara United and Kabafita will now have the opportunity to advance in the second half, either in regulation or post-match shootouts. And one of the two will advance and the other must cross out. Wellingara United finished fourth in Group A, only above senior players, whilst Kabafita United finished bottom of Group B. And of course, this is where we had top 10 Sabu, Manokang and Superstars. And Kabafita United finished fifth on the table under the guidance of Samba Jallo and Mambala Sise. Samba and Mambala and Kennedy to Omar Keita. With possessive display, Kennedy lost possession. Now the opportunity of the boys in green and white, Wellingara United. Not for too long, Kabafita regained possession, trying to switch the play from the center to the left side of the attack. From Kennedy to the wing back, who failed to control as the ball rolled out for a throw in. And Yankuba Busum getting that quickly. Bubaso. Lamin Sambu switching the play from the center to the right. Wellingara United against Kabafita. These are powerhouses when it comes to Brikama, Nawettan. And of course, one of the biggest wards in Brikama, Wellingara and Kabafita. Getting it down, trying to get that combination. And Kabafita United keeps possession in their own half. Now trying to unlock the defense, getting the ball forward. An opportunity for Wellingara United to defend that. And the central defender just there in time to get that ball out. And Omar Toure, the central defender for Wellingara United, just there in time. And Kabafita will now have the opportunity to deliver deep in their own half, and Kabafita in their opposition's half. Evan Kennedy getting the ball forward to the center forward, miscontrol. Both sides picking it from where they left it in the first half, as the intention is indeed very clear. Kabafita United and Wellingara both hoping to reach the next phase of the knockout. Buba Sow, what is he trying to do? He was trying to connect the advancing player, but unfortunately his effort off target as Kabafita United launch a throw in. Kabafita. That's a foul. That's a yellow card. And that's a yellow card for Wellingara United. Samba bar in the books of the central referee and Sumana Koli after that tackle on youngster Omar Keita. And Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, both sides picking it from where they left it, and we believe we're going to see an entertaining second half, as both sides will be hoping to seal the victory in the second half.
Yeah, and then Kabafita, you know, when they desire to attack, they have the weapons up front, especially with Omar Keita. Jude, they call him in midfield. He's so quick. He can run down the channels. You know, his passes are very good. So, but again, it is a bad foul on him, and he's still on the ground dressing. But for neutrals, they will hope that the foul is not that much serious, and then he will be back, in the fray, because he's a fantastic footballer and entertainer. So when he's in the pitch, the neutrals love that.
When he is already there,
The fans definitely love his presence. And Omar Keita, youngster, and Jude Bellingham, they call him. Jude Bellingham, Omar Keita, back on his feet, scored the decisive goal in the team's 1-0 victory over Wellingara United in the Super Cup final, and that was definitely a debut goal for Omar Keita, youngster, after joining Kabafita United this season, and it's a set piece for Kabafita. Currently 1-1 at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. 2 players behind the ball currently, and Kabafita will now rely on either Omar Sanyang or Modlamin Mbalo to deliver this. Omar Keita isn't also very far. He's trying to communicate something here. Omar Keita has already moved away from the ball, and there's already 3-man wall assembled by Wellingara United in trying to protect this set piece. 2 players behind the ball currently for Kabafita United, and Modlamin Mbalo's delivery, an easy time netminder, and the goalkeeper for Wellingara United, Abdou Drame, the custodian, and he is in goal for Kabafita, or Wellingara rather, and started the game for Wellingara in goal. And of course Wellingara United started this contest with Abdou Drame in goal, Modlamin Keita, Yankuba Busum, team captain Buba Sow, Saliu Bari, Abdoulaye Jallo, who scored the equalizer, Boubacar Keita, Omar Toure, Ismaila Jajo, Samba Ba and Juma Ba completing the 11 for Wellingara United, and the custodian currently down, and the forward as well. Yusufa Dafe is currently on goal, and one of the players for Wellingara United also down injured, and the medics are already on the pitch to give assistance to both players. Lively and entertaining on the pitch at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. There isn't that noise. We aren't seeing much noise on the background this evening at the Boxbar, as both sides are currently walking off their socks in snatching the most needed and important victory in the round of 32 playoffs. And earlier on we gave you some of the fixtures being lined up in this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan as far as the round of 32 knockout playoffs are concerned. And already Dangam got the better of Nema United, and Nema had a disastrous season in the Brikama Summer Nawettan this season. And Nema United finished bottom, relegated, and already beaten by Dangam FC by a goal to nil in the round of 32 playoffs of the knockout. And Nema United will come through the playoffs to have the opportunity to play in the Brikama Summer Nawettan next season. Yankuba Busum is shown a yellow after that tackle on Omar Keita. He's still protesting. He's still protesting against that decision. Benzan BMA will face senior players in the round of 32 playoffs. Wellingara United currently taking on Kabafita United, and the score is currently 1-1. Sanchaba Youths will have a team to play, and that fixture is yet to be decided. Superstars will take on New Generation. Santosu against Power Station. Sky Power Nero Legacy will face Black Star KM in the round of 32 playoffs. And in the it's a long one. Kabafita United couldn't connect to any of the players. And in the round of 16 of the Brikama Summer Nawettan, Amasa got the better of Sabu. Newtown lost to top 10 on post-match shootout after 1-1 in regulation. Daru got the better of Bairo by 2 goals to nil. Elephantry crashed out after being defeated by Makasutu 2 goals to nil. Fortune advanced to the round of the quarter-final after defeating Scoville 2-1. Dasilame United advanced after getting the better of this year's tournament favorite Zida Kabilo by 2 goals to nil. Young Boy Stars will face either Jambar Sane or Sinchi Jola Kunda, while Toures FA will face Jaliba United or Sinchu Jola Kunda in the round of 16. And already in the knockout, confirmed in the quarterfinals, Amasa will face Daru, whilst top 10 will face Makasuto.
and those matches will be played on Saturday at 3 and 5 p.m. respectively. Currently, we're having key of the players for Wellingara United warming up, and on the far side, we're also having some other players warming up and trying to energize the second half between Wellingara and Kabafita United. Ibrahim Kebi Sonko, probably some of the players that are currently warming up might energize this game, as Wellingara United are currently having key of their players warming up, and also Kabafita United having few of its players warming up for introduction any moment. But before Ibrahim Kebi Sonko coming on, we're going to have concentration on this set piece easy time netminder. Ibrahim Kebi Sonko currently having key of the players warming up for Wellingara and also Kabafita United in preparation to be injected or introduced in the second half between these two sides.
Yeah, it is that time of the game. A chance for R32,
and that's the second goal for Wellingara United. And that was, of course, miscommunication from the goalkeeper and the central defender and Abdullah Jallo. Abdullah Jallo controlled that ball and laid the ball on the other end. And Ibrahim Kebi Sonko, we are currently struggling to get the goal scorer currently, but we will surely confirm that. And already Abdullah Jallo got the second goal for Wellingara United after that howler between the custodian and the central defender for Kabafita United, and the champions of the league and the knockout are down by 2-1. Ibrahim Kebi Sonko, disastrous season underway for Kabafita United after crashing out of the league and now on the verge of crashing out in the knockout, and this time in the knockout round of 32 playoffs against Wellingara United.
well, we have just played 12 minutes into the second half, and then for the first time in this match, Wellingara took the lead. You know, if you are going to play against this Wellingara side, you have to defend very well. Like I said before, with Abdullah Ruji in any other Nawettan sides, you have to be tactically aware, and you know, you have to avoid being sloppy. And the Kabafita defenders were caught nabbing. The ball was collected and then, you know, square to Abdullah, who, even though that we have some, you know, some defenders tracking back for Kabafita, but with his tactical ability and with his ability with the ball, you know, he was poised to do better, and he did better, and Kabafita, Wellingara are leading by 2-1.
Wellingara United on the driving seat relied on Abdullah Jallo, only called Abdullah Ruge, to get their noses in front. Trail 1-0 in the first half. Abdullah got the equalizer before getting the team to the 2-1 advantage currently. Keita getting that ball down, and that's a foul. Furious technical area for Wellingara United. They aren't happy with that decision, and Modlamin Jallo will be introduced any moment for Kabafita United. And Kabafita will now have the opportunity. Kabafita will now have the opportunity to introduce Modlamin Jallo. It's a set piece on Kabafita United, already relegated and already down 2-1 against Wellingara United. Evan Kennedy broke the deadlock for Kabafita. Abdullah Jallo got the equalizer for Wellingara before getting the team on the driving seat. 2-1 is the score from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It's a set piece for Kabafita around the area, and Yankuba Busum just there in time to clear that ball desperately. The score is not in Kabafita's favor, and we still have time to play. Abdullah Jallo with a brace already for Wellingara United. Abdullah Jallo has already scored a brace for Wellingara United, and the score is in Wellingara's favor. But Lamin Jallo is the latest player introduced, by Kabafita United, and Kabafita will continue to search and search for an equalizer. Currently down 2-1, and you could see the frustrations on the faces. And the supporters of Kabafita United will hope the team to bounce back, and Yankuba Busum, team captain, to float around the area. The flag is already up and up against Wellingara United, and Wellingara will try to regroup, hoping to defend this 2-1 lead. And there is already a goal in Fonyi and Buyam, to be precise. And the defending champions Fonyi has just taken the lead against Central 2. And the champions has just taken the advantage in the closing moments in Buyam against Central 2, and Amadou Tamba and his boys have just taken the 1-0 advantage, and the score is currently Fonyi 1, Central 2-0. And elsewhere, Tujereng is still leading by a goal to nil against Costa. And of course, tomorrow we will be having some enticing fixtures, and Brikama will host Fabi at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, whilst one of the newcomers, that's a foul. That's a foul as waved by the central referee and Sumana Koli. And one of the newcomers, Kombosila, will host Lamen at the C4 football field, whilst Brikama will play at home to Fabi in one of the games in the ongoing West Coast Zonal Championship. And back to the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama is an infringement, and Wellingara United will benefit once again. Wellingara on the driving seat. The champions of the league and Super Cup, Kabafita United, down to 1. Famara Jaju to be introduced any moment from now for Wellingara United. And Famara has been the team captain of the Fonyi zonal team. And the Fonyi zonal team that won the last 2 editions of the West Coast Zonal Championship. And Famara currently playing for Wellingara United in the Brikama Soma Nawettan. And Famara to be introduced. And Famara will replace Bubakar Keita off and being replaced by Famara Jaju. Famara Jaju introduced and Bubakar Keita off. It is still Wellingara United 2, Kabafita United 1. The gloves of the netminder, and the goalkeeper is Yusufa Dafe Yusufa in goal for Kabafita United, and Kabafita currently down by 2-1 against Wellingara United. Kabafita United, the current holders of the league and the Super Cup. Famara getting the ball forward. Brikama will host Fabi tomorrow at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama, and Kombosila will host Lamen at the C4 football field in the ongoing West Coast Zonal competition. And at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, Wellingara United on the driving seat 2-1. Ibrahim KB Sonko, Wellingara on the driving seat 2-1, and already is a relief for Amadou Tamba and his boys in Fonyi, as they have already taken the last minute goal against the travelling boys of Combo Central 2, and that must be a relief for Amadou Tamba and his boys in the closing moments at the Buyam Mini Stadium or Buyam football field.
Well, Fonyi needed that, especially Amadou Tamba. I remember, after losing the Super Cup to Brufut, not many fans are happy with him. In fact, not even that. It tracks back to being when he was appointed. You can see the backlash of the fans. Some of the fans do not approve. Him being given the chance. But again, for the meantime, for me, I wouldn't judge him for what happened in the Super Cup. Remember, even the Messiah Jara will call him. Could not win any Super Cup. But he went on to win the last 2 editions. So if Amadou can win his first game, if the result stays like that, that will be a very, very, very good win for Fonyi and a moral booster for him in his coaching career. And if he went on to qualify to the quarterfinal, it will be fantastic for Fonyi and him.
What an effort for Yankuba Busum, team captain, and you could hear the claps and cheers coming from the supporters of Wellingara United in appreciation for that fantastic tackle from the team captain Yankuba Busum, and Kabafita United will benefit from a corner, and it's a corner. Kabafita United down 2-1 against Wellingara at the box bar, and player wrestled. That's an infringement, and central referee Ansumana Kole has already given the opportunity as well, and already is an offside. That's an offside already. That's an offside as waved by the assistant referee Senghor Sambo. Senghor is one of the assistants. And full time in Fonyi. Full time at the Buyam football field. Fonyi 1, Central 2-0. A victory and a 1-0 victory for Amadou Tamba and his boys. And currently game on at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And currently Wellingara United 2, Kabafita United 1. In the Brikama Nawettan knockout round of 32 playoffs. And it is the round of 32 knockout playoffs between Wellingara United and Kabafita. The score isn't in Kabafita's favor. The league and Super Cup champions, and they will introduce another fresh leg to be introduced by Kabafita United, and the team down by 2-1 finished bottom in Group B, whilst Wellingara finished 4th, and it is a clash between a side that finished 4th and the side that finished bottom in Group A and B respectively. And central referee of this crucial and lively game is Ansumana Koli. Bintu Jata is one of the assistants alongside Senghor Sambo, and Bakari Jajo is serving as the 4th assistant referee. Lively and entertaining game between Wellingara and Kabafita United. These are powerhouses in the Brikama Nawettan. Kabafita United cross out in the Brikama Nawettan in Group A, or in Group B rather, after finishing bottom, and it's going to be a substitution. And who is up for Kabafita United? And Kabafita United have already taken off Omar Keita. And they are changing that. Not Omar Keita to be taking off. That must be miscommunication. And the player is still waiting for who to replace. And they are currently waiting or trying to confirm that. Who is coming off and who is to be introduced. And we will confirm that shortly. Kabafita United is introducing who? Kabafita United introducing Yankuba Sisao. Yankuba Sisao too. Who is he replacing? He is replacing Baba Kutujo. Baba Kutuju off. And Yankuba Sisao to be introduced. And the goalkeeper is currently down for Wellingara United. Abduke Drame is currently down, and currently down injured.
and he's currently back on his feet. Is that some time-wasting tactic being employed by the goal custodian? And we will also try to monitor situation in the game between Tujereng and Costa. And earlier on we reported that Tujereng were leading by a goal to nil. We are leading by a goal to nil against Costa at the Sincho Alaji football field, and we have to confirm the result. And it is full time in Fonyi Buyam, and the Fonyi zonal team got the better of Central 2 by a goal to nil. And Amadou Tamba and his boys bagged first maximum points as the coach for the Fonyi zonal team, after replacing Ibrahim Kamara as the team's head coach. And tomorrow, enticing fixtures at the Boxbar Mini Stadium and at the C4 football field. Brikama zonal team will host Fabi in their opening game of this year's campaign. That was definitely a howler that resulted to the opening goal for Fonyi and the decider for Fonyi at the Buyam football field. And it is all over. Fonyi 1, Central 2-0. And any moment we're going to see another substitution, and Wellingara United will introduce another player, and we have to confirm which of the player. Is an opportunity on the far side. Kabafita United, not for too long, massive clearance for coming from Wellingara United, and Wellingara will try to hold on to this 2-1 advantage if they can get the third. Kabafita United on the left side of the defense, and Kabafita United will try to get an equalizer before the end of this fixture. It's either going to be a victory for Kabafita or a defeat for them, or a victory for Wellingara United, or a defeat for Wellingara. But time currently not on Kabafita's favor, as the team is currently down by 2-1. And Wellingara came from a goal down to have the 2-1 advantage currently. Kabafita United got their noses in front in the first half, courtesy of Evan Kennedy, before Abdullah Jallo getting the game to parity before halftime for Wellingara United. And Abdullah Jallo completed his brace in the second half, getting Wellingara on the driving seat. Kabafita down by 2-1, and it is currently an opportunity for Wellingara around the edge of the 18. Kabafita United now, and this time solid defensive work for Wellingara United. Kabafita on the attack, or Wellingara now around the edge looking for penetrations, trying to unlock the defense. The player dispossessed. Omar Keita getting that ball down. Kabafita United now rely on Lamin Balo. An opportunity for Kabafita to get the ball around the area and then negotiate an equalizer. Buba Kamara. Is that a foul? Nothing given, and the player is still moving forward. One of the new entrants, Lamin Jallo. Is that a handball? Yes, given by the central referee. And time now for Wellingara to effect the substitution. And approaching the end of this fixture. And Wellingara United hoping to hold on to the 2-1 advantage, whilst Kabafita United hoping to negotiate an equalizer here to possibly have the chance of getting to the next phase of the knockout, and the knockout of this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan. And currently it is the round of 32. Wellingara has already introduced a fresh leg. Time running out. And running out for Kabafita United, and the team down by 2-1 against Wellingara United. Wellingara United currently on the driving seat against Kabafita in the round of 32 playoffs. It is Wellingara once again. Famara, who came on as a substitute. Wellingara with an opportunity once again. Game is temporarily stopped as there is a player for Wellingara United currently down, and Buba Sow is down injured. Buba Sow is currently down injured for Wellingara, and Wellingara wouldn't be in any hurry as the score is currently in their favor. 2-1 is the score at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Full time in the West Coast Zonal in the game between Fonyi and Central 2, and it has ended Fonyi 1, Central 2-0 from the Buyam football field, and maximum points in the bag of Amadou Tamba and his boys. And next for them, they will face Tujereng at home, and they will face Tujereng at home on Saturday in the West Coast Zonal Championship, and it's going to be the first away game for Amadou Tamba and his boys this season. Yankuba Busum team captain is a glancing head into the gloves of the netminder Yusuf Dafe. Yusuf Dafe in his colorful green colors, and in the opposite goal post is Abdou Kedrame. Time running out, and running out for Kabafita United, who needs to score or else they will surrender the maximum points, and that will confirm the team's crash out of this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan, to a knockout to be precise. And currently the knockout round of 32, Kabafita United trail 2-1 against Wellingara. Yankuba Busum. It's going to be another opportunity, and the custodian alert enough to block that ball decently. And Wellingara once again had the glorious opportunity to get the third goal here, but the custodian Yusufa Dafe just there in time to block that ball decently. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, that was timely interception by the netminder Yusufa Dafe, and that should have been the third goal for Wellingara United. But through the brilliance of the netminder Yusufa Dafe, the score is still 2-1 in Wellingara's favor. What a run by Juma Ba, it was a fantastic run, but again, Yusufa Dafe also come out from his line. What a stop, because that could have been game over. At this point of time, we have already played 34 minutes into the second half. If that could have been, if that was in 3-1, football is a crazy game, but I would have said that would have been the last stroke that would broke the camel's back. But fortunately for Kabafita, the goalkeeper Omar Yusfarada was equal to the task. For me, I think one of the reasons why Kabafita performs poorly this season is, compared to last year, they have not making the best uses of Sadio Mane, their talismanic, captain. Imagine still losing by 2-1, and he's still on the bench. So I don't know, whatever is between him and the coaches or the technical staff, I think it needs to be resolved. If not, even if they win this game, they are not going far, because he had been the blueprint for this Kabafita team. But again, this year, he only played, an atom of match, just few matches, and it has not been a good season for Kabafita. Imagine as big as Kabafita finishing, last in their group, and in the playoff today, in the playoff also today, they are losing. They are currently trailing by 2-1. Not a great season for Kabafita United, and for Wellingara United as well.
Wellingara finished 4th in Group A, whilst Kabafita finished bottom in Group B. And you could hear the claps coming from the supporters of Wellingara United, who are currently on the driving seat. 2-1 the team lead at the Box Bar Mini Stadium against Kabafita United. And Kabafita United, not a convincing result for them. And already the flag of the assistant referee has already gone up for an offside. And Kabafita United will rely on that. And approaching the end of this crucial and lively game, Kabafita United down by 2-1 against Wellingara. And already the player just there in time to guard that ball decently. And decently for Wellingara United. The central referee Ansumana Koli has already ordered the central or the goalkeeper to get the ball back, as the goalkeeper is believed to be taking on some time-wasting tactic. The score is in their favor. No post-match shootout to decide the winner. It's currently in Wellingara's favor. Wellingara 2, Kabafita United 1. Wellingara came from a goal down rather to snag this 2-1 advantage. And the 2-1 advantage against Kabafita United, lively and entertaining on the pitch at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and of course great turnout at the Democracy end and also under the pavilions at the Box Bar, and currently is in Kabafita or in Wellingara's favor. Wellingara United 2, Kabafita United 1, and Kabafita United need to score or else Wellingara will advance, whilst Kabafita will crash out, and it's going to be a disastrous season for coach Samba Jallo and his boys. The boys under the guidance of Samba Jallo are already booted out of this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan after being the League and Super Cup champions. A diving header, what a header from the central defender. Kabafita United trying to move the ball forward. Kennedy dribble past a group of players, still going forward, and already is a yellow card. What a run, and Kennedy, Evan Kennedy, who scored the first goal in this crucial and lively game, and Kennedy Evans, that's a yellow card. It's a set piece for Kabafita. Can they get it? And what a goal and equalizer for Kabafita United. Kabafita can't just believe this. They cannot just believe this. Kabafita United back on level terms at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. What a goal and what an equalizer. Modlam in Sambu with the equalizer, Ibrahim Sonko, and seemingly we might be heading to post-match shootout to decide the winner. Kabafita United are currently level at the Box Bar Mini Stadium against Wellingara United. What a goal and what a last-minute goal for Kabafita United. Fantastic goal. This is the champions mentality. Never die. You can hear from the background. I belong to Diala, and of course Jandiadel already, because it is a 3-2 draw. At a point where many neutral thought that Wellingara are going to win this, Kabafita scored a goal, a last gap goal to push it to the wire, to the penalty shootout. 2-all. It's 2-all and game on. Game on at the theater. This is why it is called the theater of entertainment. Whenever you are here, one thing is certain, and one thing is certain is that you will be entertained. And already we are already entertained in this crucial and lively game between Kabafita and Wellingara. In the closing stages of this crucial and lively game, at a point when Wellingara thought it was all over, Kabafita United relied on the central defender and number 4 Modlamin Samba. Modlamin Samba rather to head home. Full time, Kabafita United won, Wellingara United won. And it is now post-match shootout to decide the winner between Wellingara and Kabafita United. Ibrahima Kebi Sonko, Wellingara cannot just believe that. Look at the goalkeeper. He seems to be disappointed after conceding that last-minute goal. But that is football for you. And as you rightly mentioned, that is champion mentality. Kabafita United has already pushed this game to post-match shootout against Wellingara United.
Well, that is the champions mentality. To all, never give up. Like I said, football is so cruel, and today you can see. But again, there is a reason why Boxbar also is called the theatre of entertainment, the home of thrillers. But it always delivers, especially important last-minute goals. And the pressure will be on Wellingara, knowing that they were so close of qualifying to the round of 32. But again, a last gas equalizer from Kabafita forces the entire to be decided into a post-match penalty shootout, and knowing Kabafita, they hardly lose in the shootout. And Yusuf Dafe has a reputation of 7 penalties. You hardly beat him. 5 kicks hardly beat him. And Wellingara, yes, I know they have some very good takers. Yes, already Arduma is out, but they have Abdullah Jallo, Abdullah Ruji. I can see Samba, another specialist. Babakar Busum, another specialist. And even Famara, the captain, like you said, the former captain for Foni Zonal team. He used to play for Kabafita. And then, interestingly, we have some players that were players for Kabafita in those days when Wellingara were trying to be part of the Nawettan. Example, Yankuba Bosum Famara. And in fact, I forget the first name, the left fullback for Kabafita. He's from Wellingara. Last season he played for Wellingara. This season he up for the switch. But again, you can see he had a good game, but Wellingara almost get it over him. Imagine going home, not playing for your local community and only for you to meet and they beat you. I don't know how we would have felt, but again, it's still not all over because the penalty shootout is there to decide.
Penalty shootouts will now be the decider between Wellingara United and Kabafita United. As we have already seen an entertaining 2-2 draw between these two sides. Evan Kennedy broke the deadlock in the first half for Kabafita United. Abdullah Jallo, Abdullah Rugi Fonley Cole got the brace for Wellingara United at a point when many thought it was going to be a day for Wellingara United. Kabafita United relied on the central defender Modlamin Sambu, who rose the highest and headed home the equalizer in the closing moments in the round of 32 playoffs. And the winner of this crucial and lively game will be heading to the round of 32 proper of this year's Brikama Nawettan. And very close to our commentary cabin is the jubilant supporters of Kabafita United, who can't just believe it after getting the equalizer in the final moments of this crucial and lively game. What a game and showdown between Kabafita and Wellingara. And it is now post-match shootout to decide. And Wellingara will rely on their goalkeeper Abduke Drame, whilst Kabafita United will rely on the custodian Yusuf Dafe. And Wellingara United had every opportunity to put this game to bed in regulation, unfortunately squandered. And it is now the turn of post-match shootout to decide who is going to, and we have to wait and see. Are they debating which of the goalposts to be used? Which of the goalposts to be used? We have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. There seems to be a discussion, and the match commissioner has already joined the discussion.
Central referee Ansumana Koli with his panel of referees, and we can confirm what the discussion is all about. But currently we are seeing Ansumana Koli, and now the match commissioner has also joined the discussion. It's post-match shootout to decide the winner, and already sorted out. Ansumana Koli will be assisted by Bintu Jata during the post-match shootout, while Senghor Sambu will be around the players. And currently Samba Jalo and his technical team having that discussion with their players, and equally Sekou Jabi and his assistant Keba Jame are all around the area to give instructions to their players. Lively and entertaining between Wellingara United and Kabafita United in this year's Brikama Summer Nawettan and round of 32 playoff, and it is either Kabafita United or Wellingara United to advance, and it is now post-match shootout to decide who is going to advance and who is going to crash out, and we have to wait for the decisive moments. And both goalkeepers are currently around the goal post. Yankuba O Yusufa Dafe for Kabafita United and Abduke Drame in goal for Wellingara United. And the game is live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin. Parlamin Fati, joined by Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara. Central referee of this crucial and lively game is Ansumana Koli, having the assistance of Bintu Jata, Senghor Sambu and Bakari Jaju as the fourth assistant referee. Lively and entertaining in the entire minutes of this, and it is now the opportunity. Kabafita United will now have the first penalty, and Kabafita United, we are struggling to get the number anywhere. Kabafita United will take the first penalty against Wellingara United, and Kabafita saved by the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper for Wellingara United, Abduke Drame, dived to his right and powered that ball out. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko already advantage Wellingara United after their goalkeeper Abduke Drame pulling off a save in the first penalty. Advantage Kabafita, and then they will be in a advantage Wellingara. Kabafita will be back on trouble if Wellingara converted this kick, and it seems like it is Abdullah Jallo, Abdullah Ruji, and if it is Abdullah Jallo, he's a specialist. I've never seen him miss any penalty here, and then for him, he is a set-piece specialist, especially free kick and penalties. Abdullah Jallo scored a brace in the game against Yusufa! And Yusufa dived to his right and pulled up a magnificent save, denying Abdullah Jallo from scoring from the penalty spot, and it is currently 0-0 on post-match shootout. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, and he has been the standout player for Wellingara United, deadly on post-match penalties, and once again Yusufa pulled off a magnificent save, denying Abdullah Jallo from close range. Well, Abdullah have been scoring this type of penalties, but again against specialists from in penalties like Yusufa Dafe, you dare not try that one-step penalties. And you know, already you knew Dafe, that is Yusufa, he know he's a specialist, and doing that, and if it doesn't work, the fans are going to blame him so much, even though he's the star of the team. It is now the turn of Kabafita. We are struggling with their numbers currently. Over the crossbar. Kabafita United had every opportunity to get their noses in front from this spot, but unfortunately squandered their second penalty. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, we have already seen 3 spot kicks and all missed by Kabafita United and Wellingara. Kabafita United missing 2 of the spot kicks, whilst Wellingara United missing their first courtesy of Abdullah Jallo. Yeah, amazingly, after 3 penalties have been kicked, none have been converted. But again, like I said before, since it is Kabafita that affect the penalties, out of 2 kicks they missed 2. If Wellingara score this, they will be back on trouble. But again, with Yusufa, you can bet. We can bet if he has a hand into any penalty, he will save.
Yusuf Adafe in goal. We are struggling with their numbers as darkness has already crept in here. Wellingara United off the goalpost, and is another missed opportunity for Wellingara to get the noses of Wellingara United in front, and Ibrahim KB Sonko. Interestingly, we have seen 4 penalties and all squandered.
4 penalties and all squandered, and now it's R against his own community. Can he do it? What a penalty shootout we have here. After 4 kicks, we are not recording any goal. That is strange in football, but again, that is football for you.
It's a bit strange here, and currently struggling with the numbers as darkness has already crept in at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Kabafita United will now have the opportunity to score to get their noses in front, and currently the custodian Kabafita into the bottom corner. A beauty of a goal, a beauty of a strike, and Ibrahim KB Sonko for the first time after 4 spot kicks. Kabafita United has been the first side to score, and Wellingara will now have their turn to either score or miss.
Yes, the goalkeeper dived on his left correctly though, but again R get it low and so hard, so he never going to save that. A very good penalty, low and hard. It is always very difficult to save.
Kabafita United will now rely on their custodian Yusuf Adafe. Dafe in goal for Kabafita. A fantastic penalty saver against the player. We are struggling with the numbers. Wellingara will have their turn once again, and they are struggling to find the back of the net, and Yusuf gets wrong, and this time Wellingara United scored from the bottom, and it is now the opportunity of Kabafita United to benefit from another spot kick, and Wellingara will rely on their netminder. Kabafita United 1, Wellingara United 1 on post-match shootout. Ibrahim KB Song.
1-1, but again, these are not the first kicks. Again, the kick for both. Then the fourth kick for me, I consider it as one of the most important sequence in penalties. If you score, you go into the 5th kick with a whole lot of confidence, and especially if your team is the first to kick in the shootouts.
Currently pressure mounting on Kabafita, as they are already hoping the player to score, whilst Wellingara United will rely on their netminder Abduke Drame in goal, and who is currently behind the ball. We are struggling with darkness. Will he be able to score? Kabafita beautifully executed, and now pressure will mount on Wellingara United. Seemingly that Yankuba Bushum. We are struggling, and Wellingara United will now have their turn. Ibrahim KB Sonko. Kabafita United currently on the driving seat, and will now hope Wellingara United to miss.
Yeah, you see, Wellingara will now be under pressure because if they miss this and Kabafita score the next kick, then it will be game over. But Yankuba Busum, the captain for the side today, is a fantastic player and then a fantastic penalty taker. But can he beat Yusfa from 12 yards? Let's wait and see, because Yusfa also is so good in saving. And yes, he saved one already, like I predicted. It is very difficult for 5 kicks to beat him, and he already saved one. And then Kabafita will rely on him for another save. But can he save? Can he make another save? Is a big question.
Can he make another save? Is now the question. And currently Kabafita will rely on their custodian Yusufa Dafe, and Wellingara United will also rely on the player. We are struggling with their numbers currently, as darkness has already crept in at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Wellingara now against the custodian Yusufa Dafe in goal for Kabafita United. Will he be able to convert? We just have to wait and see. That's a delivery! Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way.
And Kabafita United will now rely on Evan Kennedy, who scored the opening goal in this crucial and lively game, whilst Wellingara will now rely on their custodian Ibrahim Akebi Sonko. Interestingly, on post-match shootout here, one must advance and one must crash out, and these two must be either Kabafita United or Wellingara. Yeah, one must advance, and then this is the fifth kick for Kabafita, and then Kennedy, the goal scorer, the one who opened the score in a fantastic midfield, a good game he had, will effect this. Evans Kennedy! Beautifully executed and celebrate in style. Kabafita United will now rely on their goalkeeper Yusuf Adafe. What a moment at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And currently you could hear the cheers and claps coming from the supporters. And the supporters at the Boxbar Mini Stadium are currently patiently waiting for the decider between these two sides. And Kabafita United against Wellingara. And Wellingara will now have their turn. And if they are able to miss, I think, is that going to be game over? Yes. That will be game over. You can hear from the stands, lose, win, lose, win. And you know, they are hoping that Yusufa will turn up big time again to save. But again, that will not be the prayers of the Wellingara faithfuls. That wouldn't be the prayers of the Wellingara faithfuls. From a colleague and brother Ibrahim Akebi Sonko. And it's currently 12 yards between Yusufa, the custodian, and this time, what a strike into the roof of the net. And what a strike from Wellingara United. Forced to lose now. We have already exhausted the first five, and it is now the turn. Anyway. Are we going to see any communication to say they are in seeing? But anyway, we just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. Because that has been the norm at the Boxbar Mini Stadium this season. We are in seeing. We are struggling. Well, we haven't seen is when the game is at 90. Remember, the organizing committee also have the powers to decide that the penalty shootout should continue, especially in the knockout. That's why we are not going to see complaints from either side, because they know if they force this game to be end prematurely, the organizing committee can also choose another day for only penalty shootouts to be taken. Only penalties to be taken, and they wouldn't want that. It is Kabafita! And that's a goal. Nerve-breaking moment. At some point we thought that was going to sail over the crossbar, but crashed on the crossbar before lodging itself into the bottom corner. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, a relief for Kabafita United faithfuls, and it is now nerve-breaking moment for Kabafita, for Wellingara United rather. A big relief for Kabafita, because it was a strong right foot one, but again it come off the crossbar, hit the underneath of the crossbar, a goal. This type of goals before they land into the net. Scary at times, hard to be palpitating. But when they go in, they are very good for highlights. And Kabafita United survived and will still rely on their goalkeeper Yusuf Adafe. And can Yusufa pull a magnificent save to end the proceedings at the Boxbar Mini Stadium? Sends Yusufa the wrong way. And Kabafita United will now rely on their own player. Who is going to deliver this? Who is going to get that spot kick? Anyway, we just have to wait and see. And the new entrant, Modlamin Jallo, is one of the newest entrants. And Kabafita United will rely on the player. And will he be able to convert? And Wellingara will rely on their custodian, Ibrahim Akebi Sonko. And currently, we are moving or edging closer to a point where players will be begging at each other for one to be given the opportunity to get the spot kick. And seemingly, Lamin Jallo might not be one of the best of penalty takers for Kabafita United. Yeah, he has missed some some penalties in regulation time in these days playing for in the qualifiers, and then he's not the best of the penalty shootout, even though that he's a fantastic player. But again, let's hope that he can convert this for his confidence.
What an opportunity! Will he be able to score? And sends the goalkeeper the wrong way to the bottom corner. A relief for Kabafita United. A relief for Kabafita United. And now Wellingara United stone. And now a Navi moment, nerve-wracking moment for Wellingara United. Will rely on the player, whilst Kabafita will rely on their shot stopper, Yusuf Adafe. And currently it is dark at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. There wouldn't be any complaints of we are in seeing, because if they complain of we are in seeing, the organizing committee of Brikama Sports Committee can decide to choose another date, and they can come up with a date where they will only come here for post-match penalties. But anyway, they wouldn't love that to happen. Currently they have to exhaust it. They have to exhaust this. Oh, floodlights off at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Floodlights off at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Floodlights off. And that seems to be Nawek. That is Nawek for you. And Nawek for you. And darkness has already crept in at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It is lost win. It is lost win for Wellingara. And light at the Box Bar Mini Stadium went off. Ibrahim Kebi Sonko. This is going to be another interesting moment. Initially we were talking about the organizing committee having the opportunity to choose another date for both sides to come here and continue the post-match shootout. All of a sudden, lights at the Box Bar Mini Stadium went off, and now we have to wait for the decision of the organizing committee whether to continue or choose another date for this post-match shootout to continue. Well, the game would have been replayed for me, if this was Kabafita's kick, knowing that they are the first to, to kick. But this is a chance for Kabafita to win the game. It's sudden, uncertain that lose win. If this is score, the committee can decide to replay the game on a fresh date with a fresh match form. But with this, even if the game do not end, there is high possibility that they will be back here only to play the penalty shootouts. There is high possibility, and lights at the Box Bar Mini Stadium went off, and that is as a result of Nawek. And currently both sides are on the pitch, the match commissioner on the pitch, the central referee and the rest of the panel on the pitch, waiting for the decision whether to continue. Oh, I don't think we'll be able to continue without light here. We wouldn't be able to continue without lights at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And currently, Kabafita United on the driving seat, whilst Wellingara United will have a penalty to deliver. And if they are able to lose, that's going to be a victory for Kabafita United. It has been a fascinating post-match shootout. But unfortunately, lights at the Box Bar Mini Stadium went off, and lively and entertaining. It's darkness at the Box Bar after electricity going off. And we have to wait. We have to wait for the decision of the central referee and the officials here, and the match commissioner will decide. And already darkness, and it's going to be post-match shootout to decide. And if there is going to be any game, if there is going to be any post-match shootout to decide the winner, both sides will be back here to continue the post-match shootout. It's a lose win for Wellingara United and Kabafita United. We are going to rely on the netminder Yusufa Dafe. As you can see in front of the screens, it's already dark at the Boxbar Mini Stadium as lights went off, and we can confirm what is going to be the decision here. Are they going to wait for Nawek to be back, or are they going to electricity back at the Boxbar Mini Stadium? Electricity back at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and that is already celebration from the supporters. And it's going to be continuation on post-match shootouts between Wellingara United and Kabafita. And darkness earlier on, and floodlights already back on at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And Wellingara will have the opportunity to get the spot kick. And it's going to be a continuation of post-match shootouts under the floodlights at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Earlier on, light went off, and currently electricity is back at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and Wellingara will have the opportunity to effect the spot kick. It's now the turn of Wellingara. Wellingara will have the opportunity and will face the netminder. And Yusufa Dafe in goal for Kabafita United. And it's going to be a delivery! And Yusufa dive right, but unfortunately could not pull a save. And Kabafita will have the opportunity to effect another. And this time Wellingara will rely on their goalkeeper. And that was an opportunity for Kabafita United, but unfortunately Yusufa could not pull a save. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko is still going to be a continuation, and it's still going to be continuation on post-match shootout. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko.
Yeah, it is going to be a continuation. They are going to be continue from start to finish. Remember, this is the round of 32 playoff, and then there is no time. Almost the Nawettan calendar is finished, but again. But even the JFF 4 division cannot kickstart because of they don't have ground. United are playing, so they cannot just afford to relocate this game to another day.
It's an opportunity. Buba Kamara against the netminder. Will he be able to score? Buba Kamara. Buba Kamara. Buba! And converted beautifully for Kabafita United. A relief for Kabafita United. And will now rely on Yusufa Dafe to pull a save. Yusufa Dafe in goal for Kabafita United. And it is now the turn of Yusufa to save. And if he is able to save, it's going to be game over.
Yes, we are back at where we were before the lights went off. So again, another score draw and a loose win for Kabafita, but again Famara, another very good penalty taker, but can he convert this one?
Famara came on as a substitute. Will he be able to convert? Famara! What a goal, a beauty of a goal. Yusufa Dafe gets right, but unfortunately could not pull a save. And it's going to be another opportunity, Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, for Kabafita United to effect. And this is now the turn of a player that forced this game to post-match shootouts. Modlamin Sambu will now face the netminder Abduke Drame of Wellingara United.
Well, it is now becoming a marathon. a marathon post-match penalty shootouts. at the start, so many misses were recorded. But again, now it seems like the specialists are the one taking, because the goalkeepers are not getting any near to any penalties.
An opportunity for Kabafita. Can they score from close range? A thunderous effort. And what a strike. And what a strike from Modlamin Sambu to beat the goalkeeper from close range. What a strike. A thunderous one for that matter. And no goalkeeper from any angle could save that Ibrahim Kebisongo. And Wellingara will still rely on their players to get something from this. It is now the turn of Wellingara to get this game to parity, or else it is game over.
Well, it is Samba. Well, a controversial player, a native of Wellingara, a homegrown talent. Growing up, he had so much prospect, but again, we have not seen that as he go deep into his career. But again, he can revive it, and today it's a different case, since he's going to effect one of the most important penalty kick he will do for his homegrown team, that is Wellingara. He has to score for a continuation. Samba has to score.
Samba having the opportunity for Wellingara United, and Yusuf Addafe between the sticks for Kabafita United. Will he be able to score? And missed on. Wellingara out, and Kabafita United advance. Kabafita United advance to the next phase of the knockout competition, whilst Wellingara United kiss by to the competition, and it is all over at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. It has been Parliament for the Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara. Until then, this is where we're going to say bye-bye. Bye-bye from the theater of until we come your way again. Hello, Mofa.